At 80, I made a decision that changed everything. It wasn't easy, and it revealed 5 hard truths I wish I'd known sooner. Many of us, as we age, feel the pull to slow down, to rest. But before you settle into that easy chair, I need to share what I learned. Before I chose to change, my life was slowly shrinking. I remember feeling tired so easily, winded by just a flight of stairs. The grocery bags felt heavier each week, and reaching for that favorite teacup on the top shelf became a small, secret challenge I often lost. It wasn't just my body. My spirit felt heavy too. I'd find myself making excuses to sit, to avoid the little movements that once came so naturally. Everyone around me seemed to encourage it. "Elara, dear, you've earned your rest. Take it easy." And I believed them. But that quiet stillness, it was a creeping thief, stealing my energy and my confidence, one small, forgotten step at a time. The turning point came one Tuesday morning. I dropped my knitting needles, and as I bent down, my back protested with a sharp ache. I grunted, struggling to push myself back up, and in that moment something snapped. "No," I whispered to myself. "This can't be my future. This can't be all there is." I thought of missing another garden club meeting, another grandchild's play, because I was too tired. A fire sparked within me, a defiance against what I thought was inevitable. I didn't know how, I didn't know where, but I knew I had to move. The decision, simple yet profound, crystallized. I would just start walking. I know many of us, as we get older, start to hear the whispers. The ones that tell us to slow down, to take it easy, that our best active days are behind us. But let me tell you the first hard truth I discovered when I decided to start walking every day at 80. The idea that significant physical decline is inevitable at our age? It's a convenient lie, and it robs us of our power. For years, I'd started to internalize that myth myself. I'd see a flight of stairs and think, "Oh, best take the elevator." Or I'd consider a long walk and decide, "It's probably too much." This passive acceptance slowly steals more than just our strength. It steals our belief in what's still possible. My first steps against this current were, frankly, pathetic. I remember that first morning, pulling on my old sneakers, feeling a mix of defiance and utter dread. I walked to the end of my driveway and back, barely 50 feet, and I was winded. My legs felt stiff, my lungs burned, and that little voice in my head, the one that had bought into the lie, chimed in. "See? What did I tell you? It's pointless. Just go back inside and rest." It would have been so easy to give up, to say, "I tried, it's just not for me anymore." But something deep inside, that spark of defiance, held on. I told myself, just tomorrow, just a little further. And the next day, I went a little further, and the day after that, a tiny bit more. It wasn't about grand achievements, but about showing myself that the voice was wrong. I saw the alternative too, in others. My dear friend Martha, she was a spirited woman, but after a fall, she decided it was time to take it easy. She embraced the slowing down narrative, and I watched her mobility rapidly decline. First, it was just needing help getting up. Then a walker became her constant companion, and soon her world shrank to the confines of her living room. It was heartbreaking. On the other hand, I'd see Mrs. Henderson down the street, a few years older than me, still tending her garden, still walking her little dog. She hadn't let the world tell her she was too old. The easy option, the sit down and rest option, often feels like comfort, but it can quickly become a trap, closing doors you didn't realize were there until they're shut. The truth is, movement isn't a privilege we lose with age. It's a choice we have to keep making. It's a quiet rebellion against the expectations that try to box us in. If you're finding yourself listening to those whispers, feeling that familiar pull towards the easy chair, I want you to ask yourself, are you prepared to challenge the voices, both inside and out, that tell you to sit down, to give up? Because once you start moving, even just a little, you'll discover a strength you thought was long gone, and you'll realize how much power you still hold. Now let's talk about the second hard truth I discovered, one that really hits home for many of us. We often think independence is just about making our own decisions, isn't it? Choosing what to eat, where to live, how to spend our day. But I've learned it's also profoundly about being able to do for ourselves. And that, my friends, is the second hard truth. Inactivity is the silent thief of our daily independence. It doesn't come with a loud warning, just a creeping, quiet loss. Before I started walking, I'd struggle to reach that top shelf in the kitchen, but now, watch this. She effortlessly reaches for a cup, a small, triumphant smile on her face. It's the little things that add up, the everyday actions that define our freedom. I remember a time, just a few years ago, when those little things felt like mountains. I'd come home from the grocery store, my arms aching, and those bags felt impossibly heavy. I'd try to manage, but eventually, I'd have to call my daughter Sarah. "Mom, why didn't you just call me sooner?" she'd say, always kind, always helpful. But each time, a little piece of me would sting. It wasn't just about the groceries. It was the feeling of needing help for something I'd done on my own for decades. That hesitation to be a burden slowly started to dictate my choices. I'd delay doing things, or simply not do them at all, just to avoid asking. It chipped away at my spirit, making me feel smaller, less capable. I've seen this happen to others too, how that subtle shift from "I can" to "I need help" can become a vicious cycle. There was Arthur, a lovely man I knew from the senior center. He started using a walker after a fall. Just for a little while, he said. But then the walks grew shorter, the effort greater, and soon, he was mostly in a wheelchair. He stopped trying to walk because it was easier to be pushed. On the other hand, there's Clara, who's a few years older than me, but still strides around the park every morning. She refuses to let those small conveniences become traps. When we give up those small movements, those little efforts, we begin to lose the bigger ones. The easier option, in the long run, often leads to greater dependency. And that's the crux of it, isn't it? Daily walking isn't just exercise. It's a conscious, joyful fight for your personal freedom. It's about being able to reach that cup, carry your own groceries, or simply walk to your garden without a second thought. If you're still watching this, I want you to ask yourself, what small freedoms in your daily life do you cherish? Is it tending to your plants, visiting a friend down the street, or simply being able to move around your home unassisted? Are you doing enough every single day to hold on to them? Because once those small freedoms start to slip away, they are incredibly hard to reclaim. Before I started walking, my days often felt like a quiet hum that just stretched out. There were mornings where I'd wake up, look out my window, and feel a vague emptiness, a sense of, what now? I thought getting older meant simply accepting that my world would shrink, that purpose was for younger folks. I was wrong. I discovered the third hard truth. Daily movement isn't just about keeping your body strong, it reignites a lost sense of purpose, giving you a reason to truly live each day, not just pass through it. It's the difference between merely existing and truly engaging. My walks became more than just exercise. They became a daily ritual of discovery. I'd noticed the tiny new shoots pushing through the cracks in the pavement, the intricate patterns of a spiderweb glistening with dew, or the cheerful chirping of a robin I hadn't heard before. Each walk held a new bloom, a different cloud formation, a familiar neighbor's wave. These small interactions and observations gave me reasons to get up that went beyond simply needing to eat or attend an appointment. I remember finding a hidden little path behind the old library once, winding through overgrown roses. It felt like uncovering a secret garden, just for me, and it filled me with such unexpected joy. But I've also seen what happens when that spark isn't nurtured. My friend George, a wonderful man who used to spend hours tending his prize-winning roses, now often sits by the window in his senior living facility, hands idle in his lap. He'll tell me, "Elara, there's just nothing meaningful to do anymore." I watch him and remember my own empty days, the way motivation just drains away when there's no external reason to move, to interact, to discover. It's so easy for the mind to slow down, for the spirit to dull, when the body isn't moving. Physical idleness truly fosters mental stagnation, making those empty days feel even longer. So if you're still watching, ask yourself, What truly fuels your soul? What gives you that spark, that reason to wake up each morning with anticipation? The third hard truth is that movement helps you hold on to those things. It nurtures that spark. Look at this vibrant plant on my table. It needs light and water to thrive. So do we. Are you actively seeking out reasons to engage with the world, or are you letting that precious light dim? Because once you start moving, you'll find that purpose isn't something you lose with age. It's something you rediscover, one joyful step at a time. We often talk about keeping our bodies strong as we age, about muscles and bones, about being able to carry groceries or climb a few stairs. But what about our minds? What about those bright spirits we all want to keep alive? The fourth hard truth I discovered, something I truly wish someone had told me sooner, is this. Walking every day isn't just a physical act. It's a powerful tonic for your brain and your mood. Before I started, I felt a kind of mental sluggishness, a dullness that settled in with the quiet days. Now, after my walks, I feel more alert, more present, and undeniably happier. It's like a breath of fresh air for my thoughts. My morning walks quickly became my dedicated thinking time. It's remarkable how much clearer my head feels when I'm moving. Problems that seemed muddled when I was sitting still would often unravel themselves as I walked, the rhythm of my steps somehow syncing with the rhythm of my thoughts. I started remembering things more easily, names, dates, even little details from my past that brought a smile to my face. And the anxiety? That quiet hum of worry that used to linger in the background seemed to dissipate with every stride. I sleep better now, a deep, peaceful rest, and I wake up feeling a sense of calmness that was often elusive before. It's as if my body moving gently helps my mind find its own steady pace. I've seen the other side, too. I remember a period when my days blurred into one another, filled with television and the comfortable, but ultimately confining, armchair. My concentration suffered. Picking up a book felt like a monumental effort, and my mood often felt heavier, bogged down by nothing in particular. It's easy to think that just resting is what our minds need, but the truth is, our brains thrive on stimulation, on the fresh air and the changing scenery that a walk provides. My neighbor, Robert, used to seem quite dulled, quiet, and withdrawn. But once he started a gentle routine of walking even just around his garden, it was like a light switch flipped. He brightened significantly, his eyes more engaged, his conversation more lively. Inactivity doesn't just stiffen your joints, it can fog your mind. So, I have to ask you, dear friend, how sharp do you feel your perspective is? Do you feel as clear, as hopeful, as truly present as you could be? What if that persistent mental fog, that feeling of emotional heaviness, isn't just a part of getting older, but a symptom of something you can change? What if a simple, daily walk, a commitment to moving your body, could be the powerful tonic your brain and your mood are yearning for? This connection between your steps and your spirit is real, and it's a truth worth embracing. Loneliness is a quiet epidemic among seniors. I thought my daily walks were just for my body, a solitary ritual to keep these old bones moving. But as the days turned into weeks, I discovered the fifth hard truth. Daily steps are an open invitation to connection. It sounds simple, but even just a nod, a genuine smile shared with an unseen neighbor, can truly brighten your whole day. One morning, a woman tending her roses waved back with such warmth, and that small moment stayed with me, a little spark of human connection in the quiet morning air. It was a revelation that my solitary journey was actually paving a path to belonging. I remember my first real sidewalk friendship. It began with Eleanor, a lovely woman a few blocks down. For weeks, we'd just exchanged quiet good mornings. Then, one sunny Tuesday, she stopped and asked about the hydrangeas I was trying to revive. Before I knew it, our casual greetings had evolved into shared walks, talking about everything from grandchildren to the best way to prune roses. It wasn't just Eleanor either. The mailman started pausing for a quick chat. The young couple with the bouncy terrier always offered a friendly wave, and even the children playing at the park would shout a cheerful hello. These small, regular interactions began weaving a beautiful tapestry of connection around me. transforming what felt like a shrinking world into a vibrant community. But it's so easy for those connections to fade if we don't step out. I've seen it happen. My distant cousin, Thomas, bless his heart, rarely leaves his home now. He tells me he has everything he needs inside, his books, his television. But I've watched him grow more and more withdrawn, his world shrinking to the size of his living room. While our phones and computers can offer a kind of connection, they can never truly replace the warmth of a shared smile, the sound of a neighbor's laughter, or the simple act of seeing the world through your own eyes, surrounded by others. The longer you stay indoors, the thicker those walls of isolation become, and it becomes harder to break free. So the fifth truth is clear. Movement isn't just about your body or your mind. It's about your place in the world, your connection to others. It's about actively fighting that silent thief of loneliness. I look at this photo of Eleanor and me, taken after one of our walks, and I see more than just a friendship. I see a bridge built one step at a time. Ask yourself, are you waiting for connection to come knocking on your door, or are you stepping out to find it? Who might you meet just around the corner, waiting for a friendly wave, a shared word, a common path? Looking back now, it's almost hard to remember the woman I was just a few years ago, the one who watched her world shrink from the comfort of an armchair, who felt the creeping stillness take hold. Today, my life is so different. It wasn't a grand, sudden change, no miraculous transformation overnight. It was simply the sum of small, consistent steps, one foot in front of the other, day after day. Each of those 5 hard truths I shared, they didn't just become clear to me. They manifested in my improved well-being. I found more energy than I thought possible. My mind feels sharper, and the connections I've made have filled my days with warmth. I'm living proof that those whispers of too old are a lie. Now I know what many of you might be thinking. I hear the excuses, because I used to tell them to myself. Elara, I'm too tired. I understand. But the truth is, the more you move, the more energy you gain. I have aches and pains. Believe me, I know that feeling. But starting slow, listening to your body, and gentle movement can often ease those very aches, not worsen them. I don't have time. Oh, how easily we convince ourselves of that. Even 10 minutes matters. Even a walk around your living room counts. The hardest part, the truly monumental step, isn't the walking itself, it's simply deciding to start. It's pushing past that inner voice that tells you it's too late or too hard. Don't let those old excuses steal another day from you. So how do you begin? It's simpler than you might imagine. My advice is this: start small. Don't aim for a marathon. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes a day. Walk around your home, your garden, or just a block. Consistency is far more important than intensity, even if it's slow. Even if you need to hold on to something, just move. Make it a habit. Set a reminder on your phone, or better yet, ask a friend or family member to join you, even for a short stretch. Sometimes, having someone else expecting you can be the push you need. Just put on your shoes, step out that door, and let the journey begin. Remember, dear friends, age is truly just a number. It's the story you choose to live within that number that truly matters. The power to maintain your vitality, your independence, your sharp mind, and your joyful spirit, that power is within you. Don't view walking as a chore or a prescription. See it as an investment in your future self, in the quality of your days, in the richness of your life. You deserve to live a life full of purpose, independence, and joy, for as long as you can. It's a choice you make every single day with every single step. If I have one regret, just one, looking back on this incredible journey, it's that I didn't start sooner. I wasted too many years letting the stillness creep in, letting those old myths about aging dictate my days. But while I can't change my past, you can learn from my experience. Don't wait for a moment of frustration or a health scare to spark your change. Your time is precious. Your ability to move, to discover, to connect. It's a gift that should be cherished and nurtured, not taken for granted. Don't let another day pass where you're not actively investing in your own well-being. I truly hope that hearing my story and these 5 hard truths has given you something to think about, something to act on. If you're ready to take that first step, or if you've already started your own walking journey, please share your thoughts or your first steps in the comments below. Your experiences are important, and they can inspire others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with anyone you know who might need to hear this message. Your support helps us continue to create content that empowers seniors to live their fullest lives. Thank you for joining me today, for sharing this time in this journey. I truly appreciate you. Remember, the world is waiting for you, one step at a time. Keep moving, keep living, and I look forward to connecting with you in our next video.